2017 Labor Day fireworks show. The stash set up at the barn. We've got all of our cakes and all of our mortars are fused, set up on boards. We're only doing mortars and 500-gram cakes this year. No 200-grammers, no mines, no comets. Just a pretty basic show. Altogether, we've got 292 500-gram cakes. Got 6 cases, so just under 600 mortars that are all fused up, and everything's labeled, says where it's going to go, so that when we get out to the actual site, there won't be any questions as to what set of mortars is going to go to what particular cakes and so forth. Our approach is a little different this year. We're going to do everything on the ground instead of leaving things on trailers. We're going to have basically 3 rails, a left, a center, and a right rail. 2 sections. The first section will go 20 minutes. The second section will go 10. The first section will have 10 boards, so that'll be a total of 40 500-gram cakes on each rail, so a total of 120. So we'll have 3 of them going at the same time, and each board is labeled, so we know that this guy is C1, so he's the first board in the center section. Underneath him is C2. We've tried to arrange it to make it as easy as possible getting the stuff off the trailers. And so we've got some of the smaller guys up in the first part of the show, and then we start working our way up and getting slightly bigger and bigger, and like a Pure Intensity, that's a really nice 2-inch finale cake, and one that's a good 16-shot 500-grammer. Then we got your Pro Pack stuff and Scarface. So we've got a lot of smaller cakes and we've got a lot of bigger cakes mixed in together. And a little different. I mean, what we're doing is each rail will be identical in that first section. So, for instance, each rail will start off with a critical mass. Each rail, the second cake will be the Red Strobe, and followed by Destroyer, followed by Gold Digger. And what it is the right rail will start, and then 10 seconds later the center rail will go. 10 seconds after that, the left rail. So it'll be kind of nice when you see something go off on the right side. You're going to see the exact same cake 10 seconds later in the center, see the exact same cakes 10 seconds later on the left. And that way people will have an opportunity to appreciate all the different kinds of cakes that we've got. We actually bought 41 different cakes. And we've got we've got the big cakes, we've got small cakes, we've got some of the specialty cakes like Chemical Reaction that's has a bunch of really pretty green horsetails. Full Metal Jacket is a similar thing with gold horsetails. So we're just trying to give everybody a little bit of variety. Not going to be as big a show as we had 2 years ago. 1, prices keep going up, and 2, I didn't have enough time to do all that, and that's why we didn't do any of the 200-gram cakes, because they take so long to fuse. So after the first section goes off, 20 minutes, there'll be a small little false finale that will be mixed in. So the last 30 seconds we'll have these 144 mortars going off, along with 6 500-gram cakes all at the same time. So all together we'll probably throw up about 250 shots in the last 30 seconds. So about 8 shots a second. So should be pretty good. Then we'll start the second part of the show, and that will again have the 3 sections. This one will last 10 minutes, and what we're doing here is instead of 3 rails, we're going to have 6 rails, 2 on the left, 2 in the center, 2 on the right. So we'll be having 6 cakes going off at once for the first 2 minutes. Then we get to the second set of boards. It'll be also the same thing, 6 per at the same time. Then we get to the third board. We're going to branch out and have 8 rails, and when we get to the fourth board, we'll have 9 rails, and then we get to the last board, the 5th board, which will be the final 2 minutes of the show. That's when things really start popping. We're going to have first 9 cakes go off the same time, then 12, then 15, then 16, and we're going to sprinkle in all these mortars. There's probably about I don't know, a little over 400 mortars right here, and they'll all be going off in the last minute and a half, so that the last 30 seconds of the show We'll have 16 cakes going off. We'll have probably about 220 mortars going off. So, you know, all in all, probably about 17 shots per second for 30 seconds. That should be a pretty nice little finale. And hopefully, you know, everything's going to go right. You know, spent a lot of time with the fusing, you know, timing everything. You know, we measured everything up, figured out how long it would last, tried to do the fusing just right. Doing everything pretty much with just the green cannon fuse, which runs about 20 seconds a foot. So we measured everything out. All the you know, all the ends of each cake, you know, they're specially marked so that for instance, you know, there's a little piece of blue tape right here, and that's going to tell me that I match this piece of blue tape right there up with the piece of blue tape on the next line, and that way everything should be fused to go off the same time. So this is Friday. We're in good shape time-wise. We've got everything fused up, set up on the trailers. We'll be bringing this stuff out to the site Sunday morning, setting it all up, getting ready for probably about a 9 p.m. shoot. And hopefully everything will go okay. It'll be great. So next time I see you, we'll be at the site.